Yo, what's going on, traders? So this is a weekly outlook video for April 21st. Hopefully you all had a great weekend, and we're going to talk about the dollar today. This week is inflation week. So if we pull up, let's see what we got news-wise. Always important to check the news for sure, so you're at least prepared. And man, I mean, inflation out of the Eurozone, it's going to be pretty quiet until Tuesday, but Tuesday London session is going to be pretty off the charts because we have inflation out of France, Germany, the UK, and then Tuesday morning, 9:45 Eastern time, PMI for the US. So that's a pretty big deal. And then to wrap it up, inflation out of Australia. So the fact is that we have global inflation. It's pretty much undeniable at this point. And, so this is a huge day because, we obviously inflation is an issue in the United States, and we have the upcoming election this year, which is going to be nuts. And inflation is a big thing other than like immigration for sure. But that is one of the big factors. So also, too, interesting to note, we do have GDP for the U.S., Bank of Japan, monetary policy. So, a lot of these yen pairs have been rallying super hard. Let's see, go here to, we'll take a look at GJ. And, we've kind of went into a range here. So this would really look like if we were talking about in terms of like a distribution phase, right? So we have the accumulation, if this is a Wyckoff, and then the big push, distribution, pullback, and then a continuation. So for a lot of these pairs, it looks like where we have been trending higher consistently. Now, I am a huge fan, as I think most traders are, of, strong yen because, man, it just turns around, but it has been super, super elusive. So it's not exactly what I'm saying is going to happen, but I think it's going to be important to note. This is Aussie yen, looking pretty strong though. Euro seemed pretty range bound over the last week. So, but I think most significant is these dollar pairs, by far. If you look at the dollar index, we are in breakout territory. Now, I had this from this Fibonacci here from last weekly outlook video the last week, and what happened, right? So this is from that high to low, and then boom, we are pretty much at this 161.8% retracement. So I would personally, I talked about this last week, it never really happened. I want to see a big pullback on some of these dollar pairs, which would provide some sort of entry. So we have these nice zones right up here, which would be pretty right. I'm looking at Euro USD here, pretty ripe for a pullback, but never quite accumulated. So say for example that we have a kind of that inflation goes down, then that could be a rocket fuel, I guess you would say, that would push us higher, at least for a pullback. GU looking super bearish here. We broke this support. I made this out from last week. We broke these supports here, so pretty significant. New Zealand dollar is very bearish. We've been in a downtrend for a while. So, but these it looks super ripe for a pullback. Challenge some of these areas up here, and this is what I'm going to be looking for. Interestingly enough, despite this dollar strength, gold keeps pushing higher, and I think it is super, super important to note here. Like, if we look at say S&P 500, especially on the 4 hour, this is a very bearish looking chart. Super bearish, right? So here's the uptrend we've been in, and I'll probably make a video on this specifically because this is so in your face, right? It's hard to deny that. If we take a look at US 30, now if we go over to the daily chart, it looks like it could be finding some supports here. But, you know, if this breaks down and, you know, why would this be happening? Well, I mean, we have an election this year, right? Things could get pretty crazy. Hopefully that's not the case, but man, it kind of looks like it. So let's keep an eye on these indices. If we look at NASDAQ, I mean, what is going on here? Of course, you know, this has a lot to do with the Iran-Israel tension, but dude, this is serious. So something to keep in mind, and I am definitely going to be watching that this week. So let's have an awesome week, everyone. Trade Locker is on its way out. I know I've been saying that for a minute, but we're just making sure everything works on our end and everything is locked and loaded and ready to go for a successful rollout for that. So stay tuned. Keep your notifications on, and let's make it happen this week, everyone. Peace.